Welcome, y'all. Welcome to the Homeway Home Show. Today we're going to be interviewing our owner, our proud leader, and you know the man, Rowdy Leg. How you doing today, Rowdy?
I'm doing good, Peter. How are you, brother?
I'm doing great. So we was in the conference room yesterday, and Alan was bringing up to a point how you used to do everything. So just go through quickly give a background of how you started the company, what year you started, and how we got to this point here, and then I ask that question after that.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. So in 2017, I got to a point in my life I'd done all kinds of different things and decided that, construction was the one thing that I always did. Whether I worked at CVS, I worked on Bill Street, I worked at clubs and restaurants and things like that. But on the weekends or on my days off, I was always still going to paint somebody's bedroom or fix some rotten wood or fix a shingle or things like that. And so construction was a thing that was very dear to me. And I decided to start the company. I had another company before this with a partner, and we ran for about 10 months and decided it was time for us to go our way. So in September of 2017, I just started to start Homeway. And that very first week, I did a fence job and did a couple painting jobs, and I made $5,000 that very first week. And I took that and I got a new logo, I got new insurance, started a new LLC. And that's where Homeway was born.
So talk about how at that point through the progression to here now to where you have a person that runs the company, your wife, she runs the finance, I do the marketing, you have several people, several project managers, but at one time, all that was just Rowdy.
Yeah, so right when we first started, it was just me and one other guy, and just we had one or two crews that we were just trying to keep busy. And yeah, I did everything. I did everything from the marketing to the sales to the money collecting to the estimating. I was up at 5:30, 6 o'clock every single morning at Home Depot at those times when they open, just to get material to the next job. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have anybody running around picking up trash or doing everything. So it was just me. And so at that point, that was a very humbling time. So yeah, I used to do everything. I'd wake up every morning and go get the job started, go meet potential new clients. I didn't have a website. I didn't have a CRM. I remember at one point I had bought these job folders, and every afternoon me and Becca would sit down, or when I got home at 7 o'clock at night or when it was, and I didn't even know what a CRM was, which now are QuickBooks. I didn't have any of that stuff. And we would just, on the back, every job we had going on, which wasn't very many at the time, we would write down, that this day I went to Home Depot and bought $27 worth of stuff or $427 worth of stuff. And I wasn't even making enough money to pay myself. I had opened a bank account, but it was hard. Let me tell you what, entrepreneurship isn't for everybody, and business is hard. And there was a lot of times during those first year or whatever that I was overwhelmed. I wanted to quit. I wasn't making enough money. I was trying to hire people to help me, but there was just no money there to help people. But I just kept going, and now we have people that do everything. Some days I was talking to some guys yesterday that, some days I sit back and I'm like, I don't really have any tasks right now that are pending that I really need to get done. Which let me tell you, there's always stuff that needs to get done. But my projects are handled, my money's getting collected, computers handling my marketing. So, that's when as an entrepreneur, you got to get creative, because they say idle hands do the devil's work, and me, I just get lazy and I like to eat. But I just try to keep busy and try to keep doing things that I really love to do. And the things that I really like to do is marketing and relationships and meeting with other entrepreneurs and going to conferences, is trying to keep building my knowledge to bring back to my team, to keep them and their job doing right. Just when I come up with the new ideas about videos or about my project managers, about how we're gonna run our project better, hiring new people, or whatever we can to try to elevate Homeway and our multiple divisions that we got going here, to keep supporting the brand, to keep supporting our community. Because I like to give back. I write checks. I feel like every week or so for Little League baseball or Bartlett football or Millington football, Millington baseball, whatever it is. Just something to give back to the community, because when you shop local with Homeway, with other companies, you know, a lot of the plumbing companies we work with. Man, these are the philanthropists of our community because, you know, they're not giving money to the Little League baseball team. You know, when you call these humongous companies, you know, they're not giving money to the Little League baseball team, guys. So make sure when you shop, you know, shop local because, you know, entrepreneurs like myself and a lot of my other colleagues that y'all be seeing on this show here soon, you know, I feel like, you know, I don't mean to, you know, toot my own horn, but we're the backbones of the community. And just trying to make this world better for everybody, including my employees, my family, you know, our other colleagues in the community, and that's just what we're here to do.
Yeah, we've been involved with quite a lot of things since I've been here. We did the Pray for the City. We raised money for the Barnett Animal Shelter. Other opportunities that you have done that you raised money.
901 Gives. Let me plug my buddy Dustin Smith right here, buddy. He makes great organization. So we just want to show this off some of my favorite plaques. So
yeah,
I told Computer I wanted this in my first shot.
And so you got the sign up right there. You said teamwork. How important that to you and your company, teamwork?
Man, teamwork is definitely the number one priority in any business. If it's not, then you're in the wrong industry because, you know, you're only as good as your people. You know, I can be the best contractor, the best marketer, the best builder, the best anything. But if I don't have a team to help me put those things together and help grow those people to be the best that they can possibly be, and you know, fulfill their goals for their family, because, you know, I try to teach my people that there's, you know, that you're here for more than a paycheck. You know, what do you want to do in your life? Do you want to buy a boat? Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to send your kids off to college? You know, one of my guys the other day, he came in and he's a huge Alabama fan, and I think this is the proudest moment of his life. But his daughter got accepted to Alabama to go to school there, and those are things that as a business owner, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, and especially as a family man, I have 2 daughters myself. You know, seeing one of my employees get so excited about their kids having an achievement in life like that, like getting accepted to Alabama, which as an out-of-state person, that's a pretty monumental task to complete. It's huge for me. And so when like I said, when I see my people succeed, when we work together, when we build bonds, when we have barbecues in my house, when we have Friday lunches here where, you know, every Friday we have our kind of leadership meeting where we cater lunch, but we invite all of our other people in the field to come by and get lunch and sit down and talk to us for a minute, because, you know, we're getting to where, you know, we're not passing every single person in the company every day. You know, I got guys that I might not see for a couple of days because they're out getting things done, and I'm out getting things done, and so we may cross paths, and it's really a big deal to stop and say hello to that person and see how their day's going. You know, and I try to treat the kid that picks up the trash and runs the material. You know, I treat him the same way as I treat Tiger, and I treat Trey, and I treat Nikita, because that's teamwork. That's building our organization from the bottom up, not from the top down. And that's very teamwork, leadership, things like that. Team building is something that's really super important. The repair side of this emergency services for a long time, but here in the past year, we've really shifted our focus to our emergency service division, whether it be water, fire, mold, things like that, because there's a big void, I believe, in this city of those types of services. You know, so if you have a leak, if your water heater bust, if you have in the wintertime, if your pipe bust, dishwasher, it doesn't matter. That's a big thing that we've really invested in. I'll have Computer plug some pictures of or videos of our equipment we got there. We've invested a lot of money into trucks, equipment, different kinds of technology, things that really help elevate that division of our company. And it's really been a game changer because we had a partnership with another company that fed us a lot, but you know, we've really shifted our thoughts and really trying to bring everything in-house here to Homeway to help elevate Homeway, to help grow our team and keep taking our brand to the next level.
That's pretty awesome because, you know, those emergency services really help people out because we can get there within 24 hours. Sometimes the same day if they get the call into us, because back during the freeze that we had last year, explain some of the ways the mornings you had to get up in the middle of the night and go out and help customers through that freeze. Yeah,
the freeze of Christmas weekend of 2022 was one of the most eventful things of my career. I would say, I've been watching the weather. You know, that Friday morning it got down to 0, which is a thing that's really unheard of in Memphis, Tennessee. But I really didn't understand. You know, this is really the first one that I was focused on the cleanup side of it. So I'd by chance, was a crazy thing. Just about 2 weeks before that, I'd bought a trailer full of equipment, and before that, I didn't have an enclosed trailer. So I think that was something that, you know, kind of God led me to do, to buy that trailer and that little bit of equipment that really helped us push through the freeze. I'd brought a pretty good load of equipment a couple of months before that. So it started that Friday night. I didn't think anything was going to get started until Sunday, but that Friday night things popped off. I mean, I started getting calls about 9 o'clock that, you know, my house is flooded, you know, and so me and Tyler White, who is one of my lead techs here now, we loaded up and started going and sucking out water and setting equipment and getting ready, and we were not ready for what happened after that, for sure. That was a crazy weekend, and ended up being a crazy 3 weeks after that. Like every morning I was getting up at 5 a.m. and I wasn't going to bed till 10, 11 o'clock at night, because my phone was just ringing off the hook. And I was pretty blessed for that, because that's something that we hadn't really marketed before. You know, we had made some posts on Facebook and things like that, had just a very small invested in Google. But like I said, there wasn't enough people in town to do that. I mean, people were on people's list for 2, 3, 4 weeks before they ever even got somebody out there. So I worked 18 hours a day for 22 days straight, helping out the community, going out and getting these houses tore out and get them dry, so we could eventually get these people back in their homes and help them from molding up. But one of the best days I would say of my life was that I told you I worked 18 hours for 22 days. Was that 23rd day. I remember like it was a Sunday morning, and I feel like I hadn't seen my kids or seen my family in weeks, other than, you know, my wife ended up driving a truck for us for the last 2 weeks, going around picking up trash, and I would see my daughters with her, because she put car seats in the back of one of our trucks, or in the back seat, not the back. I mean, we don't do it. We don't abuse children, but in the back seat of the truck. And the only time I'd really see my kids was when they were there on the job site. So I mean, my wife was riding around picking up trash and going to the dump for us and just running around. But that 23rd day was a Sunday morning, and I got to cook breakfast for my little girls, and that was a huge thing for me, because man, that time typically every weekend I cook breakfast for them and for my wife and my 2 little girls, Reagan and Riley Kate, and that was a very emotional moment for me, just sitting at the table with not knowing that, knowing that I wasn't going to have to get out and go somewhere that day. I was going to be able to cook breakfast for them and spend that time with them, and that was a very cherished moment for me, and I think it was for them as well.
Sweet. So we thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to be doing these every week. You'll be able to check them out on our YouTube channel. You'll be able to check them out on our Facebook channel. Also, we have a TikTok channel now, and we have a Snapchat, so make sure you stay tuned to all Homeway Home Show, and you'll be getting little pointers here from Rowdy and from the rest of the project managers, the rest of the heads of the company and stuff like that. So thank y'all for coming out. And Rowdy, tell them what you got to say before we go.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much, guys. I'm super excited about this. This podcast is something that we've been talking about for a long time, and we finally got the equipment and got the room set up to do this. So I'm super excited to bring this to y'all, and I'm super excited to do this for myself too. It's something my brain is moving all the time, and I've always got ideas and stuff, and I like to collaborate with people. And so, we actually built this room, and this room that we're in right now. Really excited to share this with y'all, and thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all soon. Thank you.